Hi everyone, welcome to another Narrowboat interior features vlog. Now I think this is the last one. I know it's took quite a while to go through things, but you can't just walk through and say this is a door, this is a cook and all that. I've tried to explain a few more things to you, how we've come to get what we've got now. And before we start, as always, you know, this is our choice. These are our choices, what we've made when we talk about things. These are our personal choices built on our experience, because we have done a little bit now, a bit of boating, to put it mildly. And you know, we've fitted out and we've had cruiser style, semi-trad and traditional boats. So it's just to show you, you know, we show you things purely built on our experience and why we've got these things or why we've not got things. So this is it, the final one. Now, if popular demand demands it afterwards, if anybody wants to ask any questions or comments about any of the vlogs or the interiors, what we've covered and that, no problem at all, and we'll try to answer in the best way we can. So for now, we'll get on with the last one. Now in this particular vlog, we're going to look at the importance of storage. And no matter what anybody says, storage is important on narrowboats. And we made certain we've got cupboards wherever we can. And one of the things is eye level cupboards. A lot of builders, to keep the prices down as well, don't do eye level cupboards, but we use as much space as we can. And for example, this is the one in the lounge, or the saloon, sorry, not the lounge. That's one cupboard done in the corner at eye level for putting our bits and pieces in. And then down at the bottom here we have another one, and that's got all our DVD, well, it's got some, not all, because we've got loads, DVDs, satellite systems, Freeview systems, your iPod, all your recording stuff. It's all in there for our entertainment as and when. Now we also have a double cupboard in the saloon as well, in addition to those I've just shown you. Again, that can store quite a bit. And we have our shelving for DVDs and books. We always make certain we have all that. And the other thing, if you go around here and you look down, you can see there, that is our radiator covers. Now we have them throughout the boat because we don't like just this white thing what's in front here, so we have it all matching in. So it's just radiator covers, that can come off, but that looks a lot neater. And we also have one further up, as you can see towards the end there. So we're just coming into the galley now, and I'll just show you a few appliances and the why we fix things like we have. We've got another cupboard here, a double cupboard for putting our glasses and things in, and we prefer it on that wall there. On a previous boat we had, if you look here, we had it coming across this way, so it came across this area, but it loses that spacious feeling because it's like cut off. So on this boat, that's why we had it built with it on the side like that, and we found that far better, and it leaves it very sociable, the boat area. Now down here we also have a full cupboard here and a cutlery drawer. They're all deep as well, by the way, these. Full depth. We don't want any shallow cupboards, we want depth for putting everything in. And our wine rack is down there. Like I said, I'll come to the appliances shortly. And then we have another cupboard, what we call diagonally, for putting our food and that. And again, it's all full depth. And if you look round in there, we have another cupboard. And again, that's full depth, loads of room for putting all your things. And then facing it, we have this big setup here. And we've got our cupboards for all our things as well. And again, quite deep. Now while I'm here, I'll just start going through a few things we've got. That's our microwave. We can use that either on through the inverter, but mostly we can just put the built-in engine generator on when we're running that, so it's not eating into the battery. That's quite handy. If we look round here, and again, this is a similar thing before I carry on what I talked about when we had the fire. We've got matching tiles to the fire up here, so it all matches, but we still use the grey grout and silicone because it doesn't discolour and it still looks the same. So white is definitely not for us. That's obviously our central heating programmer, which we've got there, nice and neat, because some of them are quite bulky, but that's a nice neat one. Then we've got our setup here. Now this sink, if you look carefully at the sink, it's not even, this isn't even a standard one. If you look, it's got like this round sink, but it's hexagonal, cornered, and the sink was made for us. And you think, why do you need a sink made? Well, you've got a drainer. We like the left-hand drainer, but if you think about it, if you don't have much water in, the boat tips up. So your drainer then becomes parallel, or can actually tip a little bit too far, and that could cause the water to go off. So we had it made with that drainer inclined more, so even when the boat's empty, the water still runs back this way. That was made for us. And we also have a separate filter tap for all our drinking water and that. We've got all our filters underneath, and I did a vlog, a very early vlog, changing the filter on that. But we'd always have that. Now we'll just come round to the next one. We obviously got our Nespresso, we're hooked on that now. So we've got an Nespresso for our coffees. But we've got a domestic size cooker. And it's got a 5 burner hob as well. You know, it's with the big kettle for all our cups of tea when we've got friends on board and that. But this is full size. We wanted a full size cooker, not one of these small ones. It's got the double oven and the grill, and it's all fan assisted, so we can cook anything on here. And because we've got full depth, you know, worktops and that, there's plenty of room as well to work. You don't feel restricted. Now the next thing after that, after seeing the cooker, and I'll have to gut it into this more depth for you, is our fridge freezer. Now that's got something quite what we think is brilliant on it, but we'll explain that in a minute. Well, this is our, well, it's more like, it's a large fridge and very deep as well. It's probably slightly deeper than the normal domestic, this one. And it's got a big freezer compartment at the top, and it's made by Waco. Now these are so rare, they're very hard to get hold of now. Very, very hard. This can be 12 volt or 240 volt. It's dual, you know, it's dual voltage, but all the inside is stainless steel as well. It's not the plastic and that, it's all stainless steel throughout as well. Now these are your, what you call the energy guzzlers. They used to be a lot worse than what they were, but these Danfoss compressors what are on now make them far more efficient. But these used to really eat batteries, and they still do. Some do now, depending which type you've got. But they still are your energy guzzlers. But this has got something what sets it to one side from the normal fridge. And us personally think it's even better than the solar panels and all that. It's great. So we'll have a look at that, because it's quite unique. So we've come down round to the side of where the fridge freezer is, and this is the magic box. We've got the normal on-off switch and your temperature controller all there. But what happens with this, and this is why we think it's even more beneficial than solar panels, this, because we know that the fridge does take the battery power. But what happens is, it has something called an holdover, or the accumulator, and it accumulates cold, believe it or not. It's got some fins, and it does take, it gets very cold at the back. Now normally you can just leave it going along in the daytime and that, but night time when you go into bed or anything and it's clicking in and out or whatever, this has a little magic thing about it. And what happens is, if you don't want to use any battery power, you can just press this button here. So I hold it in. I've done that now, and it's gone, the red lights come on. And what that means, there is no battery power of any description or 240 or anything being used. It is being run by these cold fins releasing the cold into the fridge, or the accumulator releasing the cold to the fridge. In winter time you're probably talking about 9 to 10 hours before battery kicks back in, because they'll do it automatically. In the heat of the summer when it's really hot, you'll get about 8 hours, and that's not using any battery power. And like I say, it's very rare. To try to get hold of these now is very difficult, but that's what makes our fridge or fridge freezer that little bit different, and it's not as power hungry as the majority. Now we are fans of the off-corridor bathroom. I know many prefer the walk-through, but it's not for us, and we'll just go through a few things here now. As I'm stood here now, we're just in the corridor, and on either side of the bathroom we've got one of these doors what we can close. So where our guests are in the if they were in the front, this is why we like this design. They've got private access to the bathroom, and then they can close the door. And on our side we've got one of these doors as well, which serves two purposes. One is you can put things here when you're in the bathroom, you know, where we are, we can put it on the floor and that before we go in the bathroom, or it's just total privacy for people coming in and out wanting to use the bathroom at the night. So that's the way we wanted it. I know people have walked through bathrooms, but it just wasn't our choice. If you look here as well, like on our ceiling, on our sides, we've still got all the T&G, and the bottom, if you go down underneath, we've got all that T&G on view, but we put it on the bathroom as well. So if you look here, this is all T&G'd as well, so this is quite substantial. I'll just put the light on inside there in a minute so we can see. So that's like 15mm T&G, and then we've got, if if I come in, I know it's tight here, so you have to put up with this. So what we've got as well, you see on the walls, we don't have tiles in the bathroom at all, but on the walls we have something called Wetwall, not splash wall or something like that, which is very thin and light. This is bonded, and you can see this as you go through. I'll try to show you as much as possible. You can see this as you go through. This is bonded to marine ply, and it keeps everything spotlessly clean, just wiped down. And I'll show you in the shower area in a minute. Also in here as well, and the deep cupboards, and they get warm because we've got the pipes to the central heating and the tank in there. We have two more deep cupboards, top and bottom here, for putting all our towels in and things like that. So that's even more storage out the way. Now I don't know how much you can see of this, but this is our shower, our cubicle, and again it's all in this Wetwall, all fully sealed with the normal shower tray at the bottom with an automatic pump to outside. That's what we like. There's an automatic pump as the water goes down. And also, what people forget, if you look at the top, we've had the part, you know, the top, the ceiling, that's all done in a white coloured type Wetwall, and that stops the condensation going up and starting to get into the woodwork. But some people forget about that. And then we've got the normal shower setup with the thermostatic bar and that. That's just all standard. And again, we've got cupboards at eye level, so that's a third cupboard in here. And then we've got a big cupboard underneath the sink. We've got the sink and we like that set back a bit, just to be a bit of a feature. But that's another big cupboard space for putting all your things in as well. So even in the bathroom, we've got 4 cupboards for storage. Now toilets are toilets are everybody's choice. You know, you pick what you want. Ours is a ceramic Thetford. This is a swivel. This swivels this, but it doesn't need to go anywhere. That's perfect for us. But that swivels round, and we looked at everything, but we still come back to the Thetford cassette. But the new version does have a little advantage, and if I remember after doing all this this filming, I'll show you what we also like about the new Thetford cassettes, but only the ceramic and the new models. And the other thing is, you know, we looked at normal pump out toilets. It's not for us, that. And I could go on all day about the compost. I've got my own ideas, I've had a look at them, and I'll leave that for another day. But I know one thing for certain, we could never have a compost on our boat. But that is individual choices. Like I've said before, it's us or our own choices, and it's not having a go at anybody or anything like that. We're just being telling you what we've based everything on over our many years narrowboating and doing all the bits and pieces. This is the cassette, what we have in our toilet. Our Thetford cassette, like I say, it's a ceramic type with the ceramic bowl, but it is connected permanently to the water supply with a non-return valve to stop the remote chance of water going backwards and into the contaminating the domestic supply. So that stops that happening. Now the older cassettes and the older Thetfords, their cassette, you just have to carry it everywhere. But somebody's had a good thought at Thetford and come up with a simple idea, and I'll show you that now. Right, number one, somebody thought we'll put some wheels on it, which is very handy, and you'll see why in a minute. And number two, they very kindly thought of putting an handle on it, so you can pull it up and down and you don't have to struggle carrying it any distance. And that has been a really good plus from Thetford, and it has took a lot of the hard work out of it. This is just like I was saying, you see how that door up there is shut, so it's private into the bathroom for our friends and that. And if I undo that, if you look back, we've got our privacy now in here, so you just open as and when, and we find that a very comfortable way of doing things. Now we're back at the back of the boat now, where our bedroom is. Again, it's our choice everywhere, but it's T&G everywhere on this boat. Absolutely everywhere you look, you'll have 15mm T&G, and behind that you will have 9mm ply onto all the fixtures at the back, so it's as solid as a rock. But we're looking at storage, and in this area there again we've got above the bed a double cupboard, again quite deep for storage. If you look along here, and that's somewhere else by the way, what Bernadette always says, particularly in winter, just pull the curtains out. These are the only place we have curtains, is in the bedroom. All the rest we have bungs for the portholes, but pull them away and you don't get watermarks and that, which is a fair point. Well, here is another double cupboard as well at eye level. This is what I'm on about, eye level cupboards. This is what you've got to look at with builders. Do they put eye level cupboards in, or do they not? You see, that's where you get your, when it's a little bit more expensive. And then after that one, again, all the T&G on here, solid as anything. We then have a double cupboard at the top, and this is I think this is 3 foot wide, this one, yeah. Double cupboard there, quite deep, and a double wardrobe at the bottom for our larger clothes. So as you can see, this now you're getting plenty of storage. But even now we've not finished that yet, so I'll try to get round to show you. But eye level there in the corner is another cupboard, and then we have a mirror, which is, people forget, but a mirror is very helpful. And then we have another cupboard at lower level. Now behind there is another music system for our speakers there, which I've explained about earlier in an earlier vlog, sorry. And you wonder what this is here. Why, I've left it here for this reason. This is a dehumidifier, and in the winter months I wouldn't be without it. It is absolutely fabulous and just draws the moisture, and I don't think you should be without one of them during the winter months. And I'll just move that wire here, because I talked about this a few times about swim. Now if you look at that, you see this curve here, that is still part of the swim going way into the bedroom, and that's how your boat performs well when you've got a long swim. Like I said, this is massive, this is 18 foot at least, and again it's all there and all shaped with the wood there as well to give her a nice feature. But that is the swim of the boat underneath, so in effect the water's under here, just sits at the side of this, but it allows the boat to perform like it does. And of course, what I've spoke to earlier as well, another covered radiator, and that works well for us. These are all nice little bits what we got done with Steve. Even like the moulded, you know, your end of the bed, all moulded and shaped. They're all nice little features. Just like when I was showing you all these, every one of the cupboards at the top has this curved wood round. It's not MDF or anything, these are all solid pieces of oak, these. And it just finishes it off. And we are proud of what we've done. I mean, we've done all the hard work like everybody does. But we've been doing the boating for what's going on, well, over 40 years now. So I think we deserve to get it right now. And also, while we're here, we've also got two big drawers, if you can see, under the bed, and these are quite big and deep for putting all our stuff in, because it's like what we've said, you make your life easier, not harder. So all this is making our life easier. So in the bedroom we've got cupboard after cupboard, and you do need it or you'll just start throwing things everywhere. But it's people's choices, but that's what we've done, and it's built on our experience. And I think I did cover it, well, I know I did, I covered it before, but as we're covering storage as well, our L-shaped seating, if I just lift these up, again, there, and there, two big deep drawers for putting all your things in, so you're not lifting all your, you know, all your seating up and getting underneath. And as I go through here, there's also a door there for giving you access to storage as well. So I think we've covered everything. I mean, I'll just turn around. I don't know whether you want to see me or not, but what we've done now is covered as much as possible what I can think of in our boat, and done it in the stages so people can understand. And like I've said previously, no issues about people asking any questions about things or querying anything. We'll try to answer the best we can, and if we don't know, we know plenty of people, so we can get answers anyway, so there's no problem there. So that's it, interior covered. When the weather gets nice, I'll cover a bit more of the outside. I did it early on when I did the vlogs, but I'll cover a bit more about the outside and about ropes, and even the things like different types of lock handles and things like that, but that'll come when the weather's nice. But for now, I hope you've enjoyed it, because I love doing little bits like this and talking about things. It's purely mine and Bernadette's choice, so you know, I understand people have other ideas and that's fair enough, but this one was built for our hopefully long and happy retirement when we finished quite early in our working life. So that's it. Thanks for watching, and I think we'll be back on to our narrowboat adventures next. See you all. Ta-ra.